All right, welcome back to the episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight we got Adam, Chris, and Keith. We're going to hop into the top 10 Heisman contenders for the 2023 college football season. Obviously, it's a little bit early, but hey, we're less than 100 days away. We can start talking college football again. So make sure you hit the subscribe button for us. As always, we are growing the channel on our push for 300. And of course, if you're already a subscriber, thank you for what you do. We appreciate you coming back for another video. Make sure you do like the video so that it does become more popular. And as always, hit us in the comments. You know we'll get back with you. So, top 10 Heisman contenders. Not
quarterbacks.
9 of the 10 are quarterbacks. I'm not surprised by this. This is from On3, by the way, the site that's actually really gaining a lot of traction. People are really, it's all of a sudden put itself in the same relevance as Rivals and 247 Sports. So, On3 gives us Caleb Williams, Jordan Travis, Quentin Ewers, J.J. McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Drake Mays, Sam Hartman, Michael Penix Jr., Cade Klubnik, whatever his garbage-ass name is, and Marvin Harrison Jr. as the top 10.
Well, you can probably take Marvin Harrison out of there because did Ohio State even have somebody that can fill in for Stroud?
Oh, Lord, yeah. They're super excited about their young freshman, so or sophomore, whatever he is. But they think he's the reason they'll win the national championship this year, so we'll see.
Okay, Devin.
Yeah, I know.
I'll start at the bottom there.
Okay.
Cade Klubnik does not need to be on that list.
Cade was decent, but does not. I don't see him as a top 10 Heisman contender. I don't see that. I'm surprised there wasn't a running back that made this list. At least one.
Well, do they even? As of right now, I don't even know if there's like a big name running back out there. I mean, last year you had Bijan Robinson returning to Texas. Is there even a big name running back out there right now that could be even considered to be in the top 10 right now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Obviously there's probably gonna be one that jumps up there once the season starts because all those quarterbacks aren't going to stay there. I mean, one or like three of them probably will, but most of them are going to fall off.
I don't know. I think Caleb Williams is definitely the front runner. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
he won last year, let him win it again.
I would say after watching him last season, I completely agree with that. Quentin Ewers, you got to stay healthy to even make an impact.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, I actually think this kid has a great opportunity. But I think Jordan Travis has a great opportunity. 1, 2, and 3, I'm all good with. J.J. McCarthy, there's absolutely no chance this man wins the Heisman. He's a freaking game manager. It's like watching A.J. McCarron try and win a Heisman. Jaden Daniels probably has a really good shot at it. Drake May, I think, has a really good shot at it. Sam Hartman's going into a different offense than what he ran at Wake Forest. I just think he's going to be you're going to see less of a passing offense out of him at Notre Dame.
Right. And
it's going to become more of a balanced offense. I don't know that he'll have the show numbers. Michael Penix Jr. put up a lot of yards last year. The touchdowns and interceptions, the ratio wasn't as great as it would need to be a Heisman winner.
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess Drake May's kind of... he should have been the it guy in the ACC, and everybody thought he was, because what was he, a top 3 contender last year, and he just kind of had an underwhelming season.
He had an underwhelming season. I mean,
like,
he put up some numbers.
Compared to the hype that was around his name, he just didn't quite live up to it, and I kind of see the same thing happening.
Yeah, I mean, he put up some numbers, but he didn't put up the numbers like people were expecting. Just like Cade Klubnik, when he got his chance to start, way underperformed.
Yeah.
Outside of the ACC championship game. I mean, he did well in the ACC championship game, but the bowl game, severely underperformed against Tennessee.
Yeah. And I think
he severely underperformed at the spring game this year, too.
Yeah.
Throwing 3 or 4 interceptions in the spring game.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's exactly where it needs to be. I couldn't agree that I don't think I'm with Adam. I'm almost going to search up now what running backs are returning, because it does feel like this is just, and granted, I mean,
it's always a quarterback
now.
Heavy show. I mean, you haven't had a Heisman winner since what? Derrick Henry?
No, it was Devonta Smith in 2021. At wide receiver.
So running back since Derrick Henry.
Yeah, running back. Running back since Derrick Henry. Yeah, Drake May had a good season last year. Actually, I was trying to think back. Drake May put up 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 7 picks. It's a good season, and he had 7 rushing touchdowns, so on 700 yards. Drake May might actually be my sleeper on this list.
But
he was our sleeper last year.
Yeah. And like that's not like looking at those stats right there. He had a good year, and yet it seemed like he underperformed almost every game. It's like you felt like he just needed to do a little bit more, and you're like, North Carolina would have been, just a little bit more from Drake May, and North Carolina could have been there.
Yeah, he had now that I'm looking at it, he had a really bad finish to the year. So he
lost to Georgia Tech.
He finished with Georgia Tech, NC State, Clemson, all games where he threw for 368 yards or less. Lost all 3 of those games. Now you talk about some games like Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, Duke. He was throwing he threw for 448, 388, 380. 363 against Virginia Tech, 350 versus App State. So he had some he's almost Kirk Cousins-esque. He had some blow-up games, and then he had some underperforming games.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I'm remembering is those last, he just underperformed in the big moment.
Yeah,
maybe. And if you would have won one of those games, you probably
Yeah,
if you just showed up against Clemson,
or NC State.
Yeah,
NC State went to double overtime.
They went 9-1 and finished the season 9-5. That's a tough break there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you all of a sudden looking at.
They lose their bowl game too.
They did. They lost to Oregon in their bowl game. So yeah, that's a tough break there. So I'm with you guys. I mean, I think if I look at this list, I don't have any issue with the top 3 being where they are. Again,
I would have maybe slid Jaden Daniels up a little
above Quinn and Ewers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
At 3, Ewers at 4.
Yeah, I'm fine
That's
with that.
personally.
I can't argue that.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised. And maybe there isn't a running back that should be the top name out there. But I would have thought there's at least one guy that would have booked the top 10. And it very well could have been 9-10 would have been a running back receiver, and that'd be it.
Yeah, Quinshawn Judkins is the one I'm thinking of here. He's 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns rushing last year as a freshman.
Out of Ole Miss.
And then added an extra 130 yards and a touchdown through the air. But yeah, there's some. I'll give him credit. There's some. Corwin's gone. Bijan Robinson's gone. Mohamed Ibrahim should also be gone. Yeah, he's with the Detroit Lions. So, I mean, some of those big name running backs that were doing amazing things
last year
are all gone. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there'll be somebody that'll come along you'll be amazed by, but
yeah, I mean, somebody's going to come in and have. Hell, it could be Marshawn Lloyd actually turn something around out in USC or out in Southern Cal.
That's the joke of the day, there, baby.
Yeah, well,
So,
he leaves Carolina as a 2,000-yard season.
I would be first off if he can make it through the first 3 games without getting hurt. I'll be amazed. Let's give him a 200 or 2,000-yard season. I might quit watching college football.
But,
all right. So of the 10 we got, or anyone that you want to take. Who you got?
I'll give you my top 3, and I think it is Caleb Williams, Jordan Travis, and like I said, I like Jaden Daniels as my 3. And I think your sleeper has got to be, I think Drake May as a sleeper, even though he's in the middle of the list.
I'm taking him. I'm taking Drake May. Kid gets better every year so far. Step into his junior year, people want to talk about him being the number 1 overall pick. Give me the Heisman winner out of North Carolina.
I mean, we said he was going to be the Heisman winner last year, and that didn't happen. So.
Yeah, well, he was up there.
So, yeah, I mean, my top 3: Caleb Williams, Jordan Travis, and I'll do Jaden Daniels.
That's fair.
With Drake May being the sleeper.
Now
but I really like Jordan Travis this year. I think Florida State's going to have a phenomenal.
Yeah,
year.
I don't see.
They're not a team to sleep on. They might be back.
Okay.
I don't think Caleb Williams gets it done again.
I think they lost too much talent.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Heisman repeater since Eddie George, right? In Ohio State in the 80s.
Yeah, 90s.
90s.
So I do believe, I think Jordan Travis is right to take over here.
Yeah, Florida State's gonna have a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
And I think can you pull up this guy? I think they have a favorable schedule too for him to do well.
Yeah, I want to say they start with LSU again, so you're going to have a week 1 matchup between 2 of the top 5 Heisman candidates.
Yeah.
between Jordan
We had that
Travis and
last year,
Jake
too.
Daniels. Yeah,
We watched that game last year, and neither team
But-
wanted to win.
at Clemson could be a tough game. At Pitt, at Wake, and then of course at Florida at the end of the season. But yeah, some what I'll call stat patterns here with Southern Miss and North Alabama for sure.
Yeah. So I think he has a favorable schedule here to do well and show out. I think he can still have, like, if you go out and still have a big game to LSU and you lose, that's okay. But if you go out, and have 280 yards and 2 picks, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
Of course not. But if you go out and have 380 and a pick, but throw 3 touchdowns, and it's a close game and you show out and still lose, it is what it is. You still showed out. I think, if he can have a couple games like that where, look, man, I put it all out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick peek at
What it was last year.
what it was last year between these two, because I'm imagining. Florida State won, obviously on the crazy situation, but
260.
yeah, 262 touchdowns out of Jordan Travis, 209, 2 touchdowns out of Jaden Daniels. Jaden did also have 114 yards on the ground, so Jordan Travis just 31 on the ground. But both those two guys put up decent games. Would love to see them. I'm not saying they got to be Pat Mahomes and Baker Mayfield out here throwing for 607 touchdowns, but
Scoring 200 points.
yeah, we'd love to see them really put up some points.
But I think if you can eclipse the 300 mark, either one of these guys, I think that kind of could separate you at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And Florida State added to their offense, so they're primed and ready to be able to propel somebody on that offense. To
both these teams
superstardom.
were actually top 5 in transfer portal this year too. So both teams, I would say,
Half of Carolina went to Florida State.
Yeah, pretty much. So don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing. We'll find out.
We'll find out soon.
So. All right, well, hit us in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to be the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.